small school like Coe is that this is not a cliquey family, so I could go Greek and play violin in the Coe College Symphony Orchestra and sing in the choirs. Now, volunteering was always important to me, so it was only natural that I kept that up, side by side with the Cohawks in Cedar Rapids Dance Marathon. Now, college isn't all fun dances, cool music, and hanging out. When I was at home, my dad was my go-to person to help me write big essays. But now I have the staff from the Speaking Center and the Writing Center who are literally always available to help me out. Okay, you gotta brace yourselves for this one. So every family tree has that one branch with that one cousin who knows how to embarrass you in front of a large crowd. But you know what? My friends on the Coe College swim team can embarrass me all they want because they just broke 21 school records this year. You should know that there are currently some 70 people on campus who have had the misfortune of having me as their orientation leader, or as I call it, their orientation mama. And several of them are involved in the Coe College Theater Department who are also willing to bring you Blind Spot tonight, which you should all go to. Now, if I love anything more than my big family and studying psychology, it's pizza. But I get all three things in Psych Club since they always have free pizza at their meetings, so you can trust they really know how my mind works. Now, speaking of psychology, one of the guys that I've gotten to know in my creativity seminar is a title-holding, nationally ranked member of one of the tightest brotherhoods that I have ever seen. Ranked 12th in the country this year with 3 All-Americans, the Coe College wrestling team. Okay, I have another question for you. So raise your hand if you have ever borrowed clothes from your siblings. Yeah? Alright, so I come from a pretty tall family, and so it's nice for me to have tall people in my Coe family too, who can tell me where to buy sweatpants that are long enough. They're also some of the nicest people around, except when they're dominating out on the court. Welcome the men and women of Coe basketball and volleyball teams. Now, some of these guys don't just ball out on the court, but they take time outside of practice to make sure that every person from every background in this Cohawk family feels like they belong. One of the new groups that I've enjoyed adding to my family are BSEO. Now, I plan on following my mom strong footsteps in becoming the soccer mom. I even drive a minivan. But what better way to practice being a soccer mom than cheering on our record-breaking Coe soccer team? Now, when I said that I was going to miss my parents, I was not going to miss being told what to do by a bunch of adults. So, here at Coe, the students really do run the show, and you can get your voice heard through Student Senate. Plus, sometimes it's just plain hard to talk with adults, and you want to talk to someone your own age, someone who really gets you. And so for that, we have the Coe peer ministers on board. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I was adopted into my family, and I'm actually from South Korea, so I knew I had to find a home that celebrated its international diversity as well, like how we do in our international club. Now, if you're getting into the swing of things at Coe and willing to try something new, you may find out that you love groups like Ultimate Frisbee or Fencing Club. Finally, where it all started for me, the people whose job it is to make sure you feel at home. They really are the mini moms and dads on this campus, the college adjustment peers and resident center staff. Now, everyone on stage with me right now, or in their residence hall studying, or getting a smoothie at the pub, all of these Cohawks are my family. We have shared life's little moments and a few really big moments as well. One of those big moments happened to me a couple of months ago. So, like I mentioned before, I'm adopted from South Korea, but I never knew who my birth family was. I was only legally allowed to start looking in my freshman year here at Coe. And so, just a couple of weeks ago, after 4 years of looking, I finally got the news. I was standing in line at Poncheros with my friend, and my social worker called me and he goes, "Nora, the search is over, you finally found them. I just emailed you photos and a letter that you should have now." And at this point, I am in full panic mode. My friend who was with me started calling all of our other close friends to meet us back at the apartment ASAP. And this whole time, I'm telling the Poncheros staff, like, this is the most significant burrito that I will ever have. So we are booking it back to campus, and at this point, my friends have dropped everything, and they are sprinting from all edges of campus, from Voorhees, Gage, the library, Seward, everywhere, and we are all out of breath by the time that we reach my apartment, plug my computer into the TV, and then bam, there was my birth family. It could not have been more perfect. I had my family in Des Moines, the ones who raised me. I had now discovered my birth family in South Korea, and I was surrounded by my Cohawk family. It was the happiest moment of my entire life. I learned that college doesn't take you away from your family. No, here at Coe, we add to it. This family soaks you in like a sponge. I mean, I'm telling you, you have got no choice but to feel very loved when you're here. Isn't that right, Charlie? And by the time you're a senior like me, you would give anything in the world to trade places with all of the incoming freshmen, with that high school senior sitting in that chair, third row in, 10 seats back, ready and waiting to be welcomed into the Coe family. Enjoy your weekend, and we can't wait to see you here next fall. The weather is not really cooperating, so we have to move our activities indoors. So future co-ops, it is time for you to meet each other. Hannah, Bailey, and Leah are now here on the stage, so if the students will follow them, they will take you to the Meet Your Classmates session at Clark Brackett Center at the side door. Parents, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Julia. She will escort you to your reception in the Clark